In the late 1920s, residents of East Texas, not unlike those in the rest of the country, were experiencing the Great Depression, a situation made even worse by the weather.
We had been in a terrible drought agriculturally for a couple of years, and agricultural prices were, had collapsed.
At the same time, an Oklahoman with a wanderlust had been crisscrossing the fields and piney woods of the area. But as a city boy, he had no interest in farming the land. He was obsessed with what he was sure lay beneath the tired East Texas soil. His name was Columbus Marion Dad Joyner, and he was a wildcatter.
He drilled actually 3 wells. Started the first one, they had trouble getting down, he had poor equipment. Moved over, drilled a second well. It too was a failure, they could not get down.
At 71 years of age, Dad Joyner was running out of time and money. The widow Daisy Bradford held an expiring lease from Joyner. He'd paid her 50 cents an acre for the drilling rights on her farm. She gave him one last chance.
The major oil company geologist said there's no oil here.
Yet on October 3rd of 1930, hundreds of people descended on Joyner's well to see if he was right after all. He was. Against all odds and proving the naysayers wrong, Dad Joyner brought in his well. The drill bit caught the edge of what proved to be an ocean of oil, 45 miles long and 5 to 12 miles wide. Within days of the discovery, the population of nearby Kilgore, Texas, jumped from a few hundred to more than 15,000.
Man, it was a great time to be alive, I'll tell you.
Just down the road a few miles, the tiny hamlet of New London soon had several producing wells of its own. Oil provided money to construct a school that today would cost several $million. But on an early spring afternoon in March of 1937, as if responding to some mysterious cosmic payback, the East Texas oil field extracted a terrible toll.
The shop teacher had been repairing a sander down in the bottom part of the north wing. It had a door that opened into the crawl space. And when he flipped the switch, survivors say they saw a spark.
In Dallas, a young journalist from Kansas sat in as vacation relief for a fellow employee of United Press. The young journalist's name was Walter Cronkite.
It was even worse than we had imagined. Having just heard it was an explosion, at least I had not envisioned a destroyed building of that size and that nature. I was just thinking of blowing out windows.
The afternoon before the explosion, well, there was 13 of us there that was, having a good time and having fun, swinging and that sort of thing. And then, suddenly, well, there was only 3 of us left.
In a blinding instant, a generation died in what is still the worst school disaster in U.S. history. The life-changing discovery of oil and a heartrending chapter of its legacy. It's a Texas story unlike any other, and yet one you may never have known until now. Shadow across the path.